Hi there, and thanks for tuning in with us for this week's edition of Inside F&M Wrestling. I'm Brad Weltmer here for GoDiplomats.com, and joining me as always is Franklin and Marshall head wrestling coach Mike Rogers. Mike, thanks for sitting down here with us today.
Yep, no problem.
So you're coming off a big win against Bucknell from last Friday. So early on in that contest, there's a bit of strategy involved in moving around your lineup to get some more favorable matchups for your team. So just walk us through the thought process of you and your coaching staff.
Kind of what happened after weigh-ins that we they didn't bring a 41-pounder, so which it would be a forfeit to Rick Durso or one of our better guys. After we realized that they were forfeiting to Rick at 141, I think as a coach you always want to put your best guys on the mat, and we didn't really want Rick to take a forfeit. We want to utilize him wrestling. So we thought about it, and actually I got to give a lot of credit to Matt Greenberg and Mike Childs, my assistant coaches, to kind of going through the process, and they came up with the idea of moving Jason Bing, our 125-pounder, up to 141 to accept the forfeit. The thinking behind that was we were going to have a tough battle at 125. It was going to, that was going to be a tough match for us to win. Not that we couldn't do it, but we didn't want to. Send Rick out for a forfeit. We wanted to keep him in the lineup. So, and then we liked our matchup at 133 with Robert Ruiz. Doing the math and going through it like 4 or 5 different times and trying to, mathematically what would be the better scenario. Matt Greenberg and Mike Childs and then Steve Borgia, they all kind of agreed that would be our best move. So we didn't really want to tell anyone what we were doing. We kind of wanted to catch them off guard, a little bit of strategy that way. I don't think they were expecting us to forfeit at 125. I think that was kind of a shock for them. And then the hope was our 33-pounder and get out there, and they were it kind of mess up their the warm up a little bit because their 33-pounder was expecting a match before his match, and then now he's up right away. And I just think it was just us being a little bit more prepared. Though Bucknell does a great job of coming in and bringing good guys. They just had a situation. It was just any other weight we'd probably just went straight up, but because it was Rick and that was our best guy, we wanted to make sure he was wrestling. So what we did is forfeit at 25, got the major at 33, and then sent Bing out to accept the forfeit at 141 to offset the forfeit we gave up at 25, and then putting Rick out at 49. And he went out there and did a great job for us and getting the major for us. And that's also it shows that our guys are finally wrestling as a team. That means Sharon had to step out of lineup. That means Bing had to give up a match to take a forfeit, and that's all sacrificing for the team and for the greater good. And that shows a lot of. I think it's an indicator of a team moving forward and people not just wrestling for themselves, but trying to do things for themselves. They look at the bigger picture. And I know Bing wanted to wrestle, and I know Sharon wanted to wrestle, but for how things played out for us, it was the best way to go. So I ended up working out, and then I got to give Robert and Rick a lot of credit because those 2 majors gave us the bonus points we needed to come up with the win.
And then when we sat down here last week, you said in order for your team to be successful against Bucknell, you have to win those close matches. So we take a look at the results here. Andrew Morano picked up a 5-4 decision at 157. Colin Gironda came away with a 5-2 victory at 174. And Chucky Kirchner pulled out an 8-6 decision at 197. So it seems like those bouts really made the difference.
Yeah. And that's kind of been our kind of our Achilles heel the whole season. You look back at a lot of our matches, the Citadel, Drexel, a lot of those matches, it was within those real close ones, those 1-2 point matches that we lost every one of those. And what we kind of told our guys is we don't need to win every close match, but we got to win more than they do. And we finally got out there and did it. And I think like Morano winning those close ones and Colin, and then the big one was Chucky at 197. That sealed the deal for us, and that kid was a heavy favorite, on paper. And Chucky did a great job of adjusting. His defense has really improved. Before Chucky takes a lot of shots. He's one of those guys that's always attacking, but his weakness is also he gives up a lot of shots. He gives up a lot of takedowns, and he actually won that match. Went out there got on the takedown right away, and then he stopped a lot of that guy's shots and counter shot, which was a big improvement for Chucky, especially this late in the season. It was great to see our guys finally making some adjustments this late in the season. We got one more dual meet and then conference, and usually guys are kind of at where they're at, and our guys, I think, are still making improvements and still making adjustments, and that's huge to still be able to see that improvement in our program this late in season.
And then this Friday, you welcome Millersville to the Mayser Center for Battle of the Rupp Cup. It's your final home duel of the season. And so last year, you guys traveled to Millersville, picked up a 25-12 win. What are you looking for out of your guys in this competition, and what are you expecting?
Same thing. We're not changing anything that we've been doing all season long. It's been working for us, and if our guys go out there and wrestle the way we know they can and they should, it should be a solid match for us. But Millersville's not going to roll over. I mean, last year they pinned us right at 25 and had us in trouble at 33. We ended up coming back and winning that one with a pin, and then we had some close matches. I mean, the match is a little lopsided, 24-12 or whatever it was, but there's some good battles in that bout. So, but I think our guys are well prepared for that, and I think they're want to keep that streak going. We haven't lost in Millersville since I've been here, and I think that adds a little bit more excitement to it because prior to that, we haven't beat Millersville, so you don't want to be the team or the year that you let that down. So I think it's very important to us that we finish strong. It's also we're going to have our senior night, and we're also going to have the Rupp Cup dinner. So a lot of those guys that were coached by Coach Rupp, that class is going to be there in attendance. So it's really important that our guys go out there and put on a good performance. We talk about wins, and that's great, but we really want to just perform well and do the things. And if we do that, I think the wins and will fall where they're going to fall. But I think our guys are excited. They're pumped up, and it'd be great to finish off at our last home match. We're giving away the TV, the final prize, and so it's a lot of good things that were going on. And I think what we're looking for is those last little bit of adjustments that we're trying to do last couple weeks. I want to see that on Friday night. So going into our conference, anything that we talk to our guys, anything that you need to work on, anything that you're thinking that you want to improve on, let's see it on Friday night so we know what we need to do for the 2 weeks leading up to conference.
All right, well, we appreciate having you here with us, and good luck against Millersville.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in here with us today. Be sure to like FNM Wrestling on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and subscribe to the GoDiplomats YouTube page.